Hey, what's up guys? It's Chuck from Brady Adventures, and today we're going to talk about upgrades that we're making to our 12 volt system. I originally did this video back in the spring, and since then I've actually made most of these modifications. If there's a particular thing about our electrical system that you hear about that you'd like to see, let me know and I'll make sure that's something that we prioritize in our production. Today we're going to talk through our dual battery system and a few enhancements that we're getting ready to make to it. We also want to address some of the questions that we get commonly about how our system works and why we chose the things we did. If you enjoy the video, please give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel. Please leave any questions you have in the comments below. We will provide links to everything and additional details in the description. All right, here we go. Our system is comprised of two Odyssey AGM batteries, a very large start battery here, and a smaller auxiliary battery that are connected through a Blue Sea ML-ACR automatic switch or relay. The power from the auxiliary system is fed through a breaker and fuse block to all of our accessories in the vehicle, and an example here is our ARB fridge. The first big enhancement that we're going to make to the system is to provide onboard AC charging through this Powermania M220 V2 charger. This is a 2-bank charger. It can charge both batteries simultaneously. It's 20 amps and it can actually move the amps back and forth between the two batteries depending on which battery needs it the most, which is great because a lot of times our auxiliary is going to be the one that really needs that extra amperage. A common question that we get is, do your AGM batteries stay charged with the alternator? And did you need a larger alternator? Well, a larger alternator is not necessarily going to get you what you need. What you need is not necessarily more amps, but a voltage profile that will get those AGMs up to 100%. First couple months were great, but then after a while, that top percentage that those batteries were getting from the alternator would drop. We expected that, and every now and then we just throw a charger on it. That became a little bit of a pain, and if we're going on a very, very long trip, we want to be able to charge up wherever we're at. So this 220 V2 will give us the ability to plug in at a campsite, or even if we're just parking the Land Cruiser for a while, and that is going to keep those batteries at perfect condition all the time. One great thing about the Powermania M220 V2 is that it is a approved charger by Odyssey. Odyssey has pretty specific voltage ranges that it likes for its AGM batteries, and Powermania is one of those authorized chargers. The next enhancement to the system that we're making is an HKB Fuse. It's not really a fuse, it's a fuse that has a diode in line with it. This creates a voltage drop of about 0.5, 0.6 volts. That is going to make the system look at that alternator and believe that it's putting out less voltage than it is, and it will upregulate the voltage of the alternator. Our alternator generally runs around 14.2, 14.3 on a cold start. Once it's warmed up after about 10 minutes, then it drops down to 13.6 to 13.8, something like that. So that extra half volt is going to pump us up just above 14 in the 14 to, let's say, 14.8 range, which is going to be really, really great at keeping those Odysseys topped off while we're moving down the highway. Next big thing that we're adding is a solar system. We've decided to add a Renogy 100-watt solar panel to the roof of the Land Cruiser, and that's going to be fed through a Victron 7515 Bluetooth-enabled solar controller. Now, we did consider some of the Renogy controllers, but the cool thing about the Victron is it is a very small package. It's sealed in epoxy, like the Powermania 2. It's also sealed in epoxy. So these guys are waterproof and can withstand the elements. They also have good operating temperatures, so we can mount those under the hood. The Victron instructions actually tell you to mount it as close to the batteries that you're charging as you can, because the temperature needs to be similar so that it can actually control the voltage going to the batteries if they get hot. It's also fully programmable, so it's a 3-stage charger, and you can program that charge profile to match your batteries. So there you have our complete system. It's extremely flexible. We're able to use AC power to keep things going if we have it available to us or when our Land Cruiser's parked. The HKB is going to give us the voltage levels that we need to effectively charge things while we're going down the highway. The solar controller will effectively charge the batteries when we have good sunlight and we're disconnected and camping and on our adventures. One additional question that you might have is, why not just replace these two components with a DC to DC charger? We originally considered a C-Tech and the Red Arc chargers weren't available. Now you can get Red Arc DC to DC chargers in the States. There's a 20 amp and 40 amp version that I saw available. There are some benefits to it. One is you're going to have less components under the hood, but a DC to DC charger does not allow you to combine your batteries directly. We wanted to have that flexibility for a few different reasons. One is if we're charging with solar, we can top off this auxiliary, but that solar can also top off our start battery if it needs to. The other thing is there's some situations where we might want to combine the batteries for emergency purposes. C-Tech actually told me to hook a switch between here so that I can make that happen if I needed to. But that's not something that I wanted to do. I think this setup that we have here will provide us all the flexibility we need and keep those batteries at top operating condition all the time. Thanks for watching Brady Adventures. If you enjoyed the video, please give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel. And as always, if you have any questions about our dual battery system or any of the other things we've done to our rig, please leave those in the comments below. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel. And always feel free to leave us any comments or questions that you might have.